On October 20th, 1967, me and Roger were riding up the creek in Bluff Creek, and we looked to past the root ball to our left, and up stood this creature. Now, you all know the story from here, but this is the confession. So, when I chased this creature up the bowling alley just after the sandbar there, she kind of put her two hands on this log and started to bend over and shake her rear end there profusely, and I saw those Bigfoot cheeks clap. And I looked back, and Roger, he was doing some relaxed dance, and he said, "Now everybody in the club getting tipsy." I'm not sure what that meant. And, well, all I thought was, they really are real. They really do exist. So that's the confession, and Russell Accord can suck my...
Yeah, well, a lot of folks did call him Two, but that wasn't because he was sporting two pistols. That was because he had a dick that was so big, it was longer than the barrel on that Walker Colt that he carried.
I'm here to do one thing, is to bring one of these creatures back. I don't want to talk right now. Don't get mad. Just keep the camera off right now, okay? I said I don't want to talk. You got it? Joan, get me a Snapple.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Veronica Corningstone. Tits McGee is on vacation.
Tits McGee is on vacation. That's right. Welcome, everybody. Bigfoot Campfire Stories live edition. That's right. I'm here hiding in the corner because my camera's not exactly all that great at the moment because, well, I broke the crap out of my old one, and now we have this. So I'm doing the best I can this week. Oh, it's going to be one of those deals. The old beard is finally starting to get back into some kind of a semblance where I can start to shape it up. I look like hell, but that's okay, because you know what? We only gonna live once. Fuck it. Started out this week by checking out some interesting things Bigfoot wise in March. Big feats for Bigfoot. Latest sightings reported in Pennsylvania woods. Bigfoot researchers. God damn these eyes. Bigfoot researchers are hauling the usual findings of a former police officer deep into the Pennsylvania woods as the latest sighting of the mythical creature. The man spotted large footprints with nearly 4 feet between them near the town of Indiana, around 50 miles northeast of Pittsburgh. The tracks were similar to human tracks, but different, said the witness in a report made to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, as if, never mind. There were no shoe treads in the tracks. He added that he noticed the tracks in a large field had a group of deer wandering nearby. The BFRO claims that the deer are the main protein source for Sasquatches. Oh, shit. Sorry, I had a little something in my nose there. The sighting was made in late December. The BFRO investigated the report and published it in February. The organization said that the person who reported the sighting was sincere and credible, and that the tracks are almost identical to the ones photographed in Lewis County, Washington in 2020. I hope they're not trying to make a connection between a Bigfoot in Pennsylvania and a Bigfoot in Washington. Cripplefoot. Man. The incident is considered a Class B sighting, which means the evidence of a Sasquatch was spotted, but the beast was not directly seen. Then, countdown to the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference. Oh my God, there's only 37 days, 9 hours, 52 minutes, and 42 seconds to go to the Skunk Ape of Florida Conference. Yeah. Third annual Great Florida Bigfoot Conference, April 22nd of 2023 at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala, which is a fabulous venue, by the way. featuring an all-star lineup of Bigfoot researchers, investigators, and authors ready to take your money out of your pocket and put it into theirs. Oh, sorry, that's not exactly what it says, but that's the gist of it. Doors open at 9 and will go until 6. This event's open to the public, but advance tickets are recommended as we cannot guarantee them at the door in case of a sellout. Tickets are an all-day and out entry. All-day in and out entry, but don't miss the end segment as we'll bring back the full panel of speakers on stage for an interactive Q&A, along with a segment of encounters from the audience. Oh, so it's a giant BFRO finding Bigfoot town hall meeting, but you're charging people to come. Okay, I see. Additional events are planned for the weekend to include a meet and greet dinner. Oh my God, you can pay to have dinner with them too. Not seeing any. Oh, here we go. Oh wow, that Bigfoot expert David Paulaldes is right on the top of the friggin' heap. Look at him, boy. I would love to. I have openly challenged this man to a debate for a decade now on any topic, anytime, anywhere. His choosing. Doesn't matter what the topic is, and I'll wipe the floor with him. Dr. Jeffrey Sellout Meldrum, who still won't admit that the crap that Todd Standing has brought to the table is painfully juvenile at best. But, you know, hey, they're probably still paying him. Ronnie LeBlanc. Oh, look, Mr. Portal Bigfoot Jr. Of course, he's not Mr. Big Portal Bigfoot, but Ron Moorhead, the psychic guy. Is that it? That's it. That's the big conference they got lined up. A guy who will do and say anything for money. A guy who's from the UFO community but likes to suck off the teat of the Bigfoot world. Some dude I've never heard of, and the psychic Bigfoot. The quantum Bigfoot or whatever the freak it is. But hey, if you're interested in speaking, click here. We'll charge you to come and speak. God damn. Really? That's the best you can come up with? Yeah, there's got to be some other speakers. There really has to be, right? No. Not at all. This topic is officially dead. Sorry. Are you hungry? Browse for restaurants. No. The Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival, Saturday, May 6th, 2023, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the Townsend Visitor Center of Townsend, Tennessee. Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival scheduled for May 6th. The event features super surprise guest speakers, vendors, live music, food trucks, Bigfoot competitions, famous Bigfoot researchers, and more. Let's see what the website looks like. Oh, okay. It's Facebook. People don't actually put up websites anymore because they can just do it on Facebook. And by the way, I got screwed by a second sponsored company on Facebook this week. So yeah, they're not really kids 10 and under get free. Buy tickets now. Would you like another extra big ass fries? Yeah, okay. So $10 in advance. That's what you're paying to go to the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival. Elks Park in Estes Park. Sorry. Bigfoot Days, downtown. Estes Park Bigfoot Days return celebrating all things Squatchy. I guess COVID's over and we're going back to normal Squatchy things, I guess. That's how this is all working. This free festival. Hey, that's good. Free festival features appearances and talks from television Bigfoot celebrities and experts. Oh my God, I think I got a Bigfoot expert. I wonder where they found the Bigfoot expert. Outdoor themed activities for the entire family, craft and food vendors, a Bigfoot calling contest, area Bigfoot tours, and much, much more at the Estes Park Visitor Center. In Estes Park. Colorado, finally. I've been trying to figure out what state this is in through this entire thing, and finally Colorado. There, finally, and there's a. Oh, look at that handsome Bigfoot. And he's just freaking, I don't know. Can you people even see what the hell I'm talking about? Yes, you can. All right. I haven't even checked in since I started this. It's one of them days. The Southeast Texas Bigfoot Roadshow. That's right. They're having a roadshow in Leesville, Louisiana. Now, the last time Texas had a Bigfoot Roadshow, it was starring Rick Dyer and Hank, the shrunken penis taxidermy Bigfoot. I can't even call it that. Straight down the road from the Whataburger. The Southeast Texas Bigfoot Research Team is happy to present the next Bigfoot Roadshow in Leesville, Louisiana. Oh, wow. They ain't even going to stay in Texas. The area is known as a hot spot for Bigfoot activity on both sides of the state line. Starting Friday night with a meet and greet dinner, you can sit and visit with the speakers while enjoying the same delicious Louisiana cuisine. There'll be a special presentation on UFOs at dinner. And there's a Bigfoot event. Yeah, okay. All right. So Saturday morning, we'll open the doors at 8 and presentations start at 9. There'll be a couple of 30-minute breaks through the day so you can visit the vendors. Of course, separate you from your money. A lunch break will feature our famous Bigfoot calling contest for adults and children. Awards going to the fans' favorite call. Yodelay, olay, he, oh, hey. Oh, no, wait, that might be something else. Our speaker lined up covers the Bigfoot and other cryptids. You'll be available to speak to them and purchase some of their merchandise. Oh my God, I can buy a $10 picture of Dr. Meldrum and maybe have him sign. Oh wait, he'll be somewhere else. Never mind, he won't even be there. Plenty of shopping at the popular vendors row. Oh yeah, popular. This year's silent auction will benefit the Shriners as 100% of the proceeds will go directly to them. Note, this is a family affair. No alcohol will be served. Oh man, y'all don't understand. Y'all just don't understand. That's no good. I saw an event earlier. The only event that was really even worth mentioning was over, unfortunately. They had set up little Bigfoot camps in the woods around the ski park. And basically they were encouraging people to find these camps, and they had a employee at each of the camps that would sign off on their finding the camp. And it was like a Bigfoot camp scavenger hunt while you were out skiing and snowboarding. I thought it was fantastic. Yes. Shites. You know, birds, I'd appreciate it if y'all just shut the hell up. Seriously, like, give me a break. Just once, will you? Oh, crap. Let us take a look here who is hanging out in the live hangout for a shout out. We'll say hello to the peoples in my neighborhood. Hello to the peoples in my neighborhood. Shane Barber has to be our #1 fan. Shane out there swinging that blue wrench around. Ken the Viking, hello, man. And thanks for hanging out in my Twitch stream, man. I very much appreciate that. You and I need to get on the air and talk about Viking stuff, like with it soon, like the real soon. Let's see here. Shane Barber, we've said, and there's the Dean Cooper, our quasi-theorist himself. Aaron and Mary Duncan, hello, hello, hello. So thank you for being here. I just put Miss Hella Lou back with Mama Lou, so that she likes to eat through cords. She's cost me several so far. Several. Let's see who else is hanging out there. Kevin K 208. Hello, Kevin. And and the Dogman Central. Hello, hello, the Sheepsquatch. No, we're not actually talking about Sheepsquatch. Miss Kitten. She found my Squatchers Lounge podcast show. She is my Discord admin and a moderator in my Twitch stream. Hello, Miss Kitten. Everybody here is cool beans. Michael Bird. Hello, Michael Bird. Appreciate you stopping in as well. Oh, there's all kind of people watching. Rod Dupree's always in a motherfucking place to be. What up, buddy? I know there's more. We'll get back to them for sure. The Sheepsquatch. Are we really going to talk about Sheepsquatch? Sheepers, creepers. That's right. This one was one I actually heard from some people. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But they actually told me this story. Before I get started on this, I still haven't heard from Bella. If anybody out there has, please let me know. She had been in the hospital, and so we can just lift up that energy for a couple of minutes, and we all miss her and hope that she's getting better and doing well. Yeah, I haven't talked to her since she was in the hospital the first day. So if anybody sees anything from her, make sure that she knows that we're all love her. All of our energies pouring into her, trying to help her get out of the hospital. That's for sure. I have to get my vocal cords warmed up here for a moment. Ha, 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 ha. So it was the summer of 1999. I was investigating an area of the farmland within the Ocala National Forest. While I checked in with the local grocery store and picked up some supplies, the clerk and I talked. He pulled me to a side and he told me that I should head up 19 apiece to talk to the sheep rancher near Grasshopper Lake. So I finished up my business and was exactly where I went next. Well, the sheep farmer told me that he had been out on his four-wheeler all day with his dogs rounding the sheep up. Him and the dogs were on the back meadow area, and the sheep weren't acting quite right at all. Usually they know the drill and just let the dogs do their jobs, but today that just wasn't the case. There was a narrow wooden cut through that we had to push all the animals down, and the sheep just would not enter it. Every time we got the sheep moving, they'd all turn away just as they got to the wood line, and it just made no sense to me at all. I drove the four-wheeler into the tree line and checked for any predators, and sure enough, there was a really nasty odor of something dead. I searched the area until I found the source, and sure enough of it, it was one of my sheep, dead and ripped open at all the organs. Something had gotten to it, and that was for sure, as the neck was snapped straight back, very strangely. Well, we had to get this herd past this spot, so I went back and grabbed the lead sheep and put her across my four-wheeler, and finally, the sheep followed us through the woods and back towards the corral. I'd planned to go back later and burn the body in place to get rid of the smell and the carcass. Once on the other side of the wood patch, I put the lead sheep back down, and the dogs took care of the rest. Things seemed pretty normal after that. Well, it was starting to get late, and the sun had set long before I was finished. I put the sheep in, so it was too late to bother with that carcass now. So I put the dogs up, and my four-wheeler went in. So I sat in for dinner. Well, I cleaned up and sat down with the wife to eat. And she asked me if I had caught that animal that was running around in the backyard just before I came in. She said it had been out there for quite this afternoon, just pushing trees around and whooping like a big monkey or something. Well, I thought for sure she was joking, but the Seminoles had legends of Bigfoot around here, and could they be right? Well, we were finishing up our meal when the whooping started again from just out back. I grabbed my big flashlight and went ahead back out the porch. We stood there listening to something in the woodline right behind the house. Every once in a while, it would whoop like a big, loud, deep monkey. Well, I stepped off the porch alone and told the wife to stay where she was as I walked towards the woodline, calling out to try and scare whatever it was away. Just as I thought I was getting close to the woodline, everything got silent. It was a bit eerie feeling. I shined the light around, trying to make out anything, but it was dark out there. I turned around to start to work towards the house, and before I could react, something had run out of the woods and snatched me by the leg and was now dragging me into the woods. Well, I still had my light, so I shined it right in whatever it was, and I couldn't believe that this giant ape Bigfoot type thing had me securely around the leg. I began kicking it, the other leg shining the light in its head, until finally it dropped me about 12 feet into the woods. And then as it scampered off, the wife came screaming out for me. She had already grabbed my shotgun and called 911. I could hear her yelling at them on the phone that some monster had carried me off into the woods. I called out to her so she wouldn't shoot me and ran my way back to the house. A few minutes later, the local sheriff showed up with 3 cars and a canine. They went straight to the backyard and began searching for anything. It wasn't long before huge footprints were located near the creek in the back, leading away from the property. The men tracked up and down the creek for a while until the tracks just went cold and the dogs lost all interest. So they returned to the farm. We talked about what happened, and they just kept asking me what the guy looked like. But they were very unhappy when I said he was 8 foot tall, all covered in hair, and whooped like a huge monkey. The sheriff kept insisting that he couldn't put that report out, and after an hour of arguing with him, he finally marked it as an unknown animal attack and filed his reports as such. The wife and I now stay vigilant, and I never leave the house unarmed anymore. It was the single most disturbing thing I've ever had happen to me in all the years that I've been on this farm. Well, as the farmer let me know what it was like to be challenged by a Bigfoot, I don't think I ever want that feeling. I think I would absolutely freak myself out. I don't know. I don't think I can handle it. A Bigfoot coming and running straight at me. How do you handle that? Do you curl up in a ball like a bear and protect your neck? Try not to die. I'm not really sure. About the only thing that I could think of that would have been worse than that. I was investigating with Kip and Jamie Wayne, and we were up in Humboldt County, right at the start of a trailhead. Now, I'll be kind and not give you the name of the trailhead, but if you're interested in it enough, I'll message me and I'll tell you where it is. I just don't want to give it out in public. But we were literally standing at this trailhead because the rain had been raining on us 4 inches a day for like 3 days in the rainforest. And we knew we were going to investigate in the rainforest in the rain. So we were prepared. I mean, we had wet gear, we had ponchos, we had waterproof boots, and we had lots of clothes. So it wasn't really all of that big a deal. But as we were standing out there, it's in the middle of nowhere. I do mean the middle of nowhere. And where we were standing, there was a ridge line up ahead of us, and you could hear the animals moving around up on the ridge line. I don't know what they were, but you could absolutely hear animals moving around trying to find places to stash out to get away from all of this rain. And I walked 30 yards maybe down the trailhead to get away from the parking lot. And there was a famous Bigfoot sighting that happened. Well, not sighting, an event happened right there where a couple of investigators had been trailing something very large through the woods in that area. And when they had settled, when they came across the trail, they had kind of settled down for the night, and something had literally torn down a pine tree, just pushed it over, knocked it out of the ground, and just smashed the living shit out of it, maybe 70 yards from where they were camping. And it's a big known event. There's all kind of investigation that have gone into that. It was on Finding Bigfoot at one time, but they didn't give the location either. They just said somewhere in Humboldt County. So I decided to leave those two guys up at the parking lot, and I marched down the trail about 30 yards. And now most Bigfoot investigators and whatever you want to call them, researchers, they all have a handful of calls that they'll yell out into the forest hoping to get some kind of a reply from something. And I have a very unique sound call that I make that I heard in the Ocala National Forest when I was instigating an event with Bigfoot there. It's a very aggressive call. And I'm basically a big, huge primate with great big lungs that carry, and I am claiming that territory. And I did it 2 or 3 times until something up on the ridge line made itself known. I didn't see it. I don't know what it was, but it was a response that was recognizable by the 2 guys that were up in the parking lot. So I started, they came down to the head of the trail and started watching me come back up. They were beckoning me to come back up because they had heard something. And I kept feeling like something has been watching me. And I usually am not that guy. Usually I could care less. Something can watch me in the woods. I don't care. You come out, I'm going to shoot you in the face with a whole crap load of bear spray. You know, that's what's going to happen. I'll stab you with the 10-inch knife that I carry with me. It's fine. But that night, I just felt like something was going to run up behind me and just snatch me and go running off into the woods with me just as I was getting to meet up with the other 2 guys. Because there are big cats there. There's possibility of wolves being there. There's small cats there. And I don't mean house cats. I mean like bobcats, cougar, or not cougar, bobcats and little minks. Minks? No. Manx? Lynx. That's the word I'm looking for. Bears. I mean, lots of stuff that eat your ass. And, I could just imagine just being snatched out of the middle of the trail just by some big ass Bigfoot and being yanked up into the woods. But y'all won't have to worry about finding out if Bigfoot's real or not at that point, because I'm going to carve off a great big piece of flesh with that blade and make sure that there's enough blood and goo left behind for y'all to at least prove that he existed before he killed me. Because I have done some really stupid shit in the woods. It is not brave and it is not courageous. It is flat out dumb. We literally call bears into camp because, well, it's fun, isn't it? No, that's stupid shit, but whatever. As long as we're not hunting them, it's not illegal. Oh, good God. The camping trip, yes, has been rescheduled. Well, not rescheduled, it has been flip-flopped. So June, we are going to the Douglas City, California area in the Bigfoot corridor, outdoor retreat, camping, fishing, eating, singing Kumbaya, praying around the fire. Maybe I'll do some pyromancy while we're there, whatever the case may be. June 12th to the 16th. So if you guys, I've got a couple of people that are already looking to get those dates off. And I know that the Duncans are rearing to go. Miss Mary's going to strap her kayak to her back and ride on top of the yard pod if she has to. I can just see it happening. I'm not leaving without it this time. There's gold prospecting. There's all kinds of stuff, hiking, you name it. But understand, it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay. This isn't somewhere where you're going to find bingo on Friday night. It literally, the entertainment is nothing being around you. However, there are flushing toilets and showers. So that's a bonus. Really is a bonus. It's like $10 a night if we get the same campsite, which we most likely will, because it doesn't seem like it gets filled up all that much. And we should have a very low chance for fires that time of the year. And then we'll hit Lassen before the end of the year, before it gets cold in September, because we still got so much snow here. Like we went to Grass Valley last week, and I had to climb over 3 feet of snow to pay the meter. So that's definitely like possible, still happening in July up at Lassen. So if you have any questions about that, yeah, bring your ukulele. I'll bring the kazoo. We can have a hell of a party. My son has a banjolele. I mean, we can have it straight up in the woods. We can absolutely friggin' have dueling banjos in the woods out there. I think that'd be hilarious. Start learning the guitar part for dueling banjos. I'll play the kazoo. We'll bring the harmonica. I'm sure somebody can play the spoons. Find a washboard. We'll have it all set up. We'll be like the Berenstain Bears band. That's right. Friday, 5:30, we're going to be hooking up with Dean for another episode of Ask the Guru. This is the time to come and meet him and ask him about his crazy adventures. I mean, seriously. I mean, Dean, we'll have to get into some of your quasi stuff and like have discussions about that. I can definitely make that happen as well. We can meet a little bit before the show on Friday. I have to go down to UC Davis and have a chest x-ray done. So, yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with you, sir, but we just like to have a chest x-ray to make sure. Mm-hmm. What's the next friggin' shoe to get dropped on my head? Whatever. As long as y'all can keep cutting it out, I'm game. So I got to go get a chest x-ray tomorrow in town, which is why we would usually do Ask the Guru on Thursday. But unfortunately, my appointment isn't even until like 3:50 or something like that. And I won't get home until way after 7 and probably won't be in a good mood. So, because I have to go deal with a bunch of inept, overworked, understaffed resources tomorrow, unfortunately. And it's a shame because it's the UC Davis Cancer Research Hospital, and they are so understaffed, it's not even funny. Overworked by the number of cases that they have, and they don't have enough staff to actually take care of it. So much so that my call to check on me after kidney cancer surgery and removal was done by a robo person who claimed to be a registered nurse. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do the best. Yeah, I don't really separate the celebrate the whole Irish thing, the green thing. Saint Patrick was an asshole. The snakes were literally the pagans. So yeah, no, I'm not celebrating St. Patrick's Day. It's kind of like Columbus Day. I don't celebrate that day either. But yeah, the green day is upon us, and don't drink too much. But I digress. That's right. Oh, dude. We'll have to get some fairy stories from June. Absolutely. Okay. You got the spoons. All right. That works. So we got the spoons covered. We're going to have ourselves right up a hillbilly band by the time it's all done. And I'm getting really good at the kazoos, so y'all better be prepared. I got me an electric kazoo. I ain't even playing. An aluminum electric kazoo, if you've ever heard such a thing. And I think with that, people, we're going to wrap this edition of the Squatchers Lounge podcast up. Bigfoot Campfire Stories live. About an hour. I'll be streaming on Twitch. And we'll be wrapping up the Norse Bible tonight. And then finishing off with some tarot readings and such. So if you want to find us over at Twitch. Why don't I dump a link in here? Because that's probably the smartest thing to do. I always forget to do that. You know what's funny is I absolutely can put I can absolutely put Nightbot here in my YouTube channel and don't. But yes, for sure. We finished up that portion of it. So tonight is really like the linking of the Greek mythology with it. And then we're literally, I have a book by Nathaniel Hawthorne on ancient Greece. So we're going to start with that one probably whenever we get through it. So I'm going to finish this Norse Bible up, and then we can get back to some Dracula. That's right. Bram Stoker and other stories. Dracula. So until next week, seriously, love yourselves, be well, and may the squatch be with you.